Hello everybody, we are going to be going live in exactly 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Thank you so much for joining us on the Vancouver Canucks post game show. 5 minutes. Cheers. Hello everybody, we are going to be starting in exactly 3 minutes from now. 3 minutes. We are going live in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. If you guys want to be a part of the show, drop a comment on the right side on either Twitter or YouTube, and we'll get to them as it starts. Cheers. 2 minutes. All right, guys, we're going to get started in exactly 1 minute from now. 1 minute from now. If you guys want to be a part of the show, just drop a comment on YouTube and or on Twitter, and we'll get to them. It's quite the game we just had. See you guys in a minute. Hello, everybody. What is going on? Welcome to the Vancouver Canucks and the Buffalo Sabres post-game show. And I got to tell you, for 50 minutes of this game, it was absolutely terrible. Like, really, really bad. The last 10 minutes of the game, though, the Vancouver Canucks decided to show some resiliency, led by some of our guys like Ogren, who was continuing to have a nice story since the trade, and also Hronek, who had a pretty decent night. But overall, this is not going to be the happiest show. There's going to be some rants. We're going to be getting into it. And if you guys want to be a part of this lovely community and a part of this show, go drop a comment on the right side on YouTube and or Twitter. We are live on both. We have a ton of people here already, so thank you guys for hanging out. Also, subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the regular season. That would be amazing. If you guys want to be a part of this community, that would be fantastic. And also, you guys can go feel free to like the stream as well to help out the channel and the community itself. So, right off the bat, let's get into it. This was our lineup. So Evander Kane was playing with Sisson and Besser, DeBrusk, Pettersson, and Carlson were together once again. They had a really good night the other night, which is important to mention. Drew O'Connor, Kampf, Sherwood, Ogren, Ratu, and Hoglander. Pettersson, actually, I'm pretty sure he didn't play tonight. So I guess this is not completely updated, or maybe he did. Man, just tripping me out. Did he get hurt? I know. Oh, it's Marcus Pettersson. Yeah, that makes sense. Marcus Pettersson played. Yeah. I was tripping out there for 1 second there. I just forgot that we had 3 freaking Petterssons on this team. It's confusing once in a while. But guys, like, this game wasn't good. It was a really tough game. All right. And we're going to get into it at length. But right off the bat, hey, Jude, man, nice to have you in here. W channel, I really appreciate that, man. Pettersson with the nicest snipe of the game. Well, it was kind of like a turn shot, just absolute top corner snipe. Before that, he wasn't playing very well, I don't believe. But that was a really beautiful shot, and that is important, and we are going to get to that as well. The line change is in here. What's up, my man? Nice to have you in here. Always a pleasure to have you in here. So let's get quickly into the box score. Tage Thompson started it off. It was 1-0 for the Buffalo Sabres. Bowen Byram, who had a really good night tonight, and Owen Power with the assist. Ryan McLeod made it 2-0 Buffalo. Alex Tuck and Samuelson with the assists. Alex Tuck then made it 3-0 Buffalo. Byram with another assist. And Josh Norris with the other one. Zach got the 4th goal. It was 4-0 Buffalo. Absolutely killing us. Like, we were awful for the first 50 minutes of the game. Just terrible. There is no sugarcoating it. There's no better way of mentioning it. We were getting badly outplayed. There wasn't one player other than maybe Hronek that played all right. But, like, I mean, at that point, up to that 50-minute point, it was just brutal. And it made it 4-0. Then the Vancouver Canucks, in the last 10 minutes, said, hey, let's get this going. Jake DeBrusk with the first one. Sherwood and Brock Besser with the assists. Pettersson with an absolute snipe. Brock Besser with the other assist. And Hronek gets another point. He's on pace for 50, I believe, now this year. Ogren with a goal, a nice shot after a nice strength play along the boards. Really nice. Marcus Pettersson and Carlson with another point for Carlson. But it wasn't enough. Josh Doan finished it off with the empty netter to make it 5-3 for the Buffalo Sabres. So, let's get to some of the comments. If you guys want to be a part of the show, you guys know what to do. Drop a comment on the right there on YouTube so we can get into it. This is going to be a lot of fun. And it looks like we have some content creators in here. We have Kempner Canucks here. really nice guy, and he wants me to rant. I'm gonna rant. I am gonna rant today, because I feel like this team is just at a point now where I'm so, and I've been very optimistic and positive about this team, but I've reached a point now where I'm just so sick and tired of the lack of a potential plan and how they keep flip-flopping on what they want to do and what they don't want to do. And suddenly now they're wanting to sign Sherwood. They offered him a half-decent deal for like the $4 million 5-year range, four-year range, when they were talking about trades in the future and everything. Is it a play just to get traded? Sure, maybe. But they gave him a legitimate offer that he could have accepted. And I'm guessing there wouldn't be a no-trade clause, or I'm guessing there would be a no-trade clause for the first couple years. So it's not one of those where you can just be like, well, we're going to sign him and then we're going to trade him. He'll have more value that way. No, I don't think Sherwood would let that happen. The Lion Chain Canucks got sabered. Yeah, man, the Buffalo Sabres are looking way better this year. Really fast along the transition. The middle of the ice is something I've noticed. And I believe they've won 10 of their last 11 games. They're an absolute heater. But they kind of collapsed there at the end. There was that timeout, though, that the coach called and calmed down the boys, and they eventually finished it off. Nuckhead has so many games to talk about. Trey Drake, he needs to produce more. Well, Jake DeBrusk has actually been pretty decent, man. Like, his last, I would say, week, like, since he got scratched, basically, he's been playing much better. Much better. So does that mean we should go out and trade the guy now because he's playing better? Yeah, it's a possibility. But, you know, it is nice to see him go out and maybe say, hey, man, maybe I do want to stick around here. Maybe I want to be here a little bit longer. It's a possibility, for sure. All right. How many games can this team no-show? How many games can this team no-show games? Veterans, they want to keep for the kids just to get caved in. Myers, Marcus Pettersson aren't doing their jobs. Too slow back there. Well, Myers is more of like the dad of the group. Everybody loves the guy. He's a good veteran to teach the guys, you know, how the NHL's like. So I'm not going to... And same with Marcus Pettersson. Yeah, they're not doing their jobs, but this game, the first 50 minutes, nobody was doing their jobs. Nobody. There wasn't one good player on the Vancouver Canucks. They didn't start showing up until the last 10 minutes of the game. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest. Most people thought this was going to be a complete another blowout when it was 3-0 and then 4-0. Let's be honest, right? So, yeah, I would like to see, first of all, DPD needs to get back in. I'm just not seeing much from Pierre-Olivier Joseph, right? I'm not seeing much there. And I think I'd rather have DPD just get the minutes more than anything than over him. Like, you can't just keep sitting them. I think it's a mistake. Or a big mistake. Canucks and Sabres have swapped places. The Sabres are on the up. Still ways to go, but positivity. The Canucks are on the down. Well, the moment we traded Quinn Hughes, that was it, right? Like, that was the moment that everything changed. That was the moment when the Canucks should have said this team is rebuilding. And in their credit, they did right away. They had the press release. They said they were rebuilding. And then within a week, they were saying, no, it's a hybrid rebuild. And then within 2 weeks, they said, no, it's a rebuild hybrid retool. And then we wanted to go and trade the veterans. And they had that, you know, before Quinn got traded, they had that let people know, hey, we're going to be trading the veterans. And now within a month later of doing that thing, now we're suddenly trying to re-sign Sherwood. Like, what is going on? Like, what's the plan here? Like, I'm perplexed. Like, we love Sherwood, right? We love the guy. He's a damn good hockey player. He's a heart and soul guy. But he doesn't fit the window of what we're trying to accomplish. Where we're trying to win a Stanley Cup in the future. He's not going to help us win the Stanley Cup if he's going to stick around for 3-4 more years, because we're not going to win the Cup with him. Most likely, like, God forbid some crazy St. Louis Blues run happens, but probably not going to win the Cup in the next few years. So he'll be gone by then. Like, it doesn't make sense. I guess you can have him as a leader role for the young guys. The only way I would say keeping Sherwood makes any sense is if they trade. You know, we love Brock Besser, but if they traded Brock Besser or Jake DeBrusk, then you could use some of that cap, slide it over to Sherwood. Sure, that would make a little bit of sense. Just my 2 cents, right? And Buffalo is on the way up, but remember, they were bad for, God, they haven't made the playoffs in like 10 years, right? Why did the Canucks wake up after losing 4-0? I don't know, man. I have no idea. Sometimes it just takes one goal. I think also Buffalo kind of let off the gas a bit. Like, I think it was pretty obvious. Like, they were not nearly skating as hard. Canucks getting the forecheck in, and then they were kind of panicking at the end there. Buffalo still needs a lot to learn as well. Our best players are Carlson, Sasson, Sherwood, Drew O'Connor, Hronek. Hronek, man, Hronek is good, man. He is such a good player. And, you know, he doesn't do media and all that, but right now he's leading the way for media for him to be our new captain. Like, I think he's leading the way. Does he want it, though? Who knows, man? Who knows? I agree on DeBrusque. Scratch seemed to give him a kick in the butt. Yeah, man, for sure. Jake's been excellent since he's been Scratch. He's got too much pride to keep struggling. I agree. And he's also a big leader guy, too. W channel, I appreciate that and have to go. All right, man, take care, Jude. Sorry, but I want Myers just to be the dad, just get us a good coach to do that. Fair enough, man. The giveaways were so bad on both sides. Yes, they definitely were, for sure. Can't keep the veterans if they aren't good enough. You know, that's a good take. I think some veterans are good enough. I think some just don't want to be there. I don't know who's. I'm not in the locker room, so I'm not going to just say it's a specific player. But, like, I think effort level says a lot. And I think Brock actually has been putting in the effort. And Jake has been putting in the effort. But, you know, I'm looking at a guy like Evander Kane. Like, he was good for a little bit there, and now he's fallen off the map for me. Sherwood's been good, but, you know, he's probably going to get traded. Or, God, maybe he's going to sign now after all this. Who knows? Drew O'Connor's been putting in the work. Like, which veterans would you say are not really putting in the work right now? Like, even Brock, who hasn't been scoring, he's still working pretty hard. I think it's pretty fair to say. Will Boy, what's up, man? I think I've seen you here before. We need to keep Besser and re-sign Kane so we can tank for the next few years. The kind of players that force you to have a rebuild, even after you can't stop the train. Choo-choo. That's a funny one. Jokes for 60. As Bruff would say. Unfortunately, POJ isn't distinguishable from DPD. DPD hasn't had the best year, which is true. Not a bad year, mind you. He's having a sophomore slump, man. I think it's pretty fair to say. He'll benefit from another bit of AHL time. Yeah, I'm perfectly fine of sending him down. I'm also perfectly fine of playing him. I just don't want him to sit for long periods of time. I think he's better than that, and he shouldn't. He shouldn't sit for long periods of time, personally. By the way, Scared, nice to have you in here, man. I don't think I've seen you in here before. For all of the people in here for the first time, welcome to this community. We're a fairly new community. We've been doing this for about 5.5 months now, so thank you for hanging out. If you guys want to subscribe and be a part of it, it would be amazing. We do these post-game shows and other lovely content. And also, you guys can chip in by leaving comments. And there's super chats and memberships and all this lovely stuff. Good take, Scared. Governor says, will the Sabres make the playoffs? Because we can use that as an excuse if we lost to a playoff team. There you go. See, Kepner, you're always thinking ahead, buddy. Harbin Dow had a really good point on the post-game about Petey. Okay. Does he really fit the rebuild by the time we're considered a contender or contending? I say yes. I think, especially because the Canucks are not going to be doing a 5 to 6 year rebuild. So this is going to be a 3-year swing rebuild, whatever the hell they want to call it, hybrid, whatever the hell. They're not going to do a full down, tear down. So what they're going to do is they need to get some luck right off the bat. So first, we need to get a top 3 pick this year. Absolutely crucial. If it's 4th, it really hurts. It really hurts. In my opinion, there are 3 players in this draft which I would consider potential superstar players. That's Lawrence, that's Stenberg, and that's McKenna. And I don't care if McKenna had an average World Juniors. Those are the 3 guys. We need to get one of those 3 guys. Now, Malhotra is trending up right now. Reed is also trending up. There's some decent names out there trending up. But yes, I believe it does fit that window. I think if PD signed for another, 7-8 years, so he's going to be on the second half of his contract by the time we're starting to get moving. Centers are so hard to come by these days. Like, centers are incredibly hard to come by. So I feel like you got to keep them around. And just quickly going over the thing. I went on Chankathon. Let me just put this down for a second here. So right now, the Canucks, well, technically they're not last place because if Winnipeg does have a game in hand, but they hold the tiebreaker. So if the Winnipeg Jets and the Canucks are tied in the end of the year, right now Winnipeg would be ahead of them. We would be last place. But Winnipeg is not going to be this bad this whole season. I don't buy it for a second. They're way too good. This is insane that they're even in this remote territory right now. But right now, if you look at that, this is where it looks in our draft standings, by the way. And also, there's Lawrence, Stenberg, McKenna. You know, NHL Tankathon likes Keaton up there as well. But my list is those three guys. Those are the guys I'm looking at. By the way, those are the guys I'm really thinking, hey, man, it's definitely something. Hey, by the way, quickly get to the stats of the game here. 35 shots on net, 220 on Buffalo. A lot of those shots, I believe, were in the third period, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to double check that. Face-offs, 46.4 is 53, pretty even. Power play, we were 1 for 4 in the power play. Just 2 penalty minutes tonight. 8 to Buffalo, 17 hits. I think Sherwood got 16 of them. Block shots, 8 to 14. Giveaway, 16 to 15. My goodness. Both teams were just giving the puck like crazy. Wow, that's crazy. That's wild. All right, next one. Sherwood re-signing sounds eerily similar to the Horvat re-signing noise before he got yeeted. But there was, oh yeah, before he got traded, yeah. It's just posturing to push the teams to pony up first. Yeah, it definitely could be a possibility. Thomas Drance, I believe, mentioned that as well. But that was before today happened when they gave him a concrete, legitimate offer that Sherwood could have accepted, right? It's not like they said, here's a contract of 3x3, right? No, they gave him a 4x4 or a 4x5. That's decent. That, I guess, in theory, could have been signed, but Sherwood probably wants at least 4.5 or 5 on a little bit of a longer-term deal, so he's waiting it out, right? So that makes me think maybe not, man. Left all around. What's up, my man? I don't think I've seen you in here. Welcome to the community, my brother. Sabres stopped skating that as well. Yeah, man. On this roster, who would I make captain? Right now, Hronek is leading. I thought I was going to give Besser, but he needs to start picking it up first before we can start thinking about that again. I only watched the last half of the game, but I thought Pettersson was terrible tonight. I don't care that he scored. He assisted on 2 goals that I seen. He wasn't good, but to be honest, nobody was really good in the first 50 minutes. Like, I'm not going to just single out Petey when literally the whole team was awful for the first 50 minutes of that game. And I think the players would admit to that as well. They just couldn't do anything in the first 50. But they did turn it on in the second half, right? Between Garland, if he stays, Besser and Myers. By the way, so on this point line change, I actually have a video with Clay going to be posted tomorrow on this exact topic. So look out for that. Between Garland, if he stays, Besser, Myers, if you keep him around, maybe Sherwood if he stays. Money's on Garland and Besser. I think if Sherwood's sticking around, one of Garland and Besser and or DeBruski's going to get traded. This is the first time I'll see I'm calling Pettersson out. He tries to embellish penalties while he looked like a ragdoll being pushed around the boards. But Left, is it fair to say, though, in the last week or so, he's been stronger on his skates, right? Like, you've noticed that too, right? Like, he has been a little bit stronger on his skates. I think that's pretty fair to say. Canucks don't have a heart and soul guy. I think we do. You know, Sherwood's a heart and soul guy. You know, Besser, when he's going, he's a heart and soul guy. Garland's a heart and soul guy. I'll disagree with that one. I think we do have some heart and soul guys for sure. They're just pissed, man. We're at the bottom of the standings. It's brutal. Assisted on 2 goals for Buffalo that week at Tampa along the boards, and then Buffalo scored an empty net. Yeah, man. So, like, you're right, man. He didn't have a good start for sure. They had one right. Even if you say you got a top 3 picks next 3 drafts, typically takes good players to become stars 3 to 5 years. So 3. That's, you know what? That's a good take. That is a very good take. But the Canucks will not do a 4 to 6 year rebuild. So we're going to have no choice but to do a 3-year rebuild, or God forsake, even fast forward, a terrible idea, but fast forward a 2-year rebuild. But that's a really good take. Really good take. Maybe one day we can go back and look at some of the drafts and see which players were impact players right away. But I guess it also depends on, like, look what Schaefer's done for the New York Islanders, right? Like, maybe not contenders, but man, Schaefer has absolutely revolutionized that New York Islanders team. And he's going to be a special player, man. Was really hoping for the Jets win tonight. Yeah, very scary with Fleury. I hope he's going to be okay, man. As for the Jets winning tonight, I believe they got a point tonight. So there was that. I think it was an overtime loss. How many of those giveaways did Pettersson do? Yeah, I would have to check on that. Actually, I can check on that right now for you. Let me just take a look here. I wonder if I had it in the screenshot here. Pettersson. No, it didn't have it in the screenshot. You know what? Just for you though, I'll get this for you. So up here, game center. Let's go box score. Pettersson giveaways. Pettersson had 2 giveaways, 0 takeaways tonight. He was 37% on the faceoffs. On the fly stats. All right. Now, before we get to the rest of the comments, let's see what Jake DeBrusk had to say about this game.
That's not the final score you wanted to see in the first game of this road trip. What would you see from your team out there tonight?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we knew Buffalo was one of the hottest teams, if not in the league. And, we weren't ready to play. That's on us. And, Denver kept us in it, and I like the fight that we had in the third period. But in saying that, there's a fine line between winning and losing. And, little plays at the beginning of the game, little plays at the end of the game can make the difference.
You got that goal in the third period, that power play one that kind of just triggered a couple goals there within 6 minutes. More specifically in that third period, which you see from your group, is that something you more wanted to see in the first 60 or first 20 there? Yeah,
well, obviously when you get a 4 minute, you need to take advantage of that, no matter what the score is. And, I thought there were some good chances on the other unit as well. Nice to cash in there. And then, like you said, kind of two, obviously Petey's got a hell of a shot. So that one was that, and then young kid again, 5-hole. So, but no, I mean, that's what you like to see, especially against a team like that. That's something we can build on.
You guys are back at it on Thursday against Detroit. What's the key to just resetting and getting ready for that one?
Yeah, just try to take the pauses out of the third, and just keep going. But you try to reset. Obviously, it's coming up fast, and it's a long road trip. So you got to put this one in the rearview mirror and. Just try and improve.
Yeah, pretty classy interview there from Jake DeBrusk. Like more of the same. Like I don't think there was anything crazy to talk about from that pretty generic interview, but like you can tell the guy is like he's smiling a little bit more these days because he's playing better. But like the losses are getting to the team for sure. Like it's pretty evident. Let's see what our coach had to say about this game.
Said it was a matter of just not being ready to play right when they started. What did you see from your group?
Well, we were all right for a bit there, and then, we had control, and it seemed like we just lost coverage on the first one. You can't give him that much room, in that area. He's going to put it home, and he did. And then, our power play, they pressed, and we didn't support, and you can't give up a 2-on-1 like that. And you put ourselves behind the 8 ball. It seemed like it rattled us longer than it usually does as a group. Usually we bounce back a little bit quicker than that, but we seem to find a way to get some jump later in the game, and just a little bit too late.
Do you feel like you guys had the juice to tie it there, once you got within one?
Yeah, it seemed like it sparked us for sure. We were coming, and they were sitting back. It happens, and
Yeah, so he mentioned exactly what I was thinking. Buffalo was just sitting back there.
On that last one, that we've got to have inside support, especially once we gain that zone. We didn't have it, and we'll have to take a look at that. But, again, I would like to see we started okay, and then when the 2 went in, I'd like to see us calm down a little bit. I'd like to see our leadership group grab that a little quicker rather than let it linger like it did. And
I'd like to see our leadership group grab that a little bit quicker until letting it grab that. Who do you think he's specifically talking about here? Is he talking about Pettersson, or is he talking because we have a newish leadership group now with Quinn Hughes gone? Is he talking specifically about Pettersson, Myers? Like who do you guys think?
Usually we're better about that, but we'll talk about that.
First power play, I think you guys had 6 shots on goal. You like the way that Tom Willander stepped in?
Well, yeah, that's a good point, man. Our first power play, we were moving the puck like crazy. Really good. Surprised we didn't score on it.
That role?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, he's a young guy, and he did well. We had a lot going on. I think we even hit the post there. The second one.
You know, I'll say this about Willander. He's obviously been just really good in general, but I still want to see Zeev Buium on the top power play unit, or maybe even both of them. Or I guess, no, you have to have Hronek on there, but it's not a shot at Willander. I just think Zeev Buium is a more gifted offensive talent, and even though Willander's been doing very well on there, I would like to see Zeev get those opportunities. Like, we brought him in to be a dynamic offensive defenseman. I think Zeev should be there regardless. I do wonder a little bit here, since he became a Canuck, have they kind of, I don't know, not neutered him a little bit, but like they're not like, is he not being allowed to be as creative with the puck? Is he trying to be a little bit too safe nowadays? Just something to think about.
You know, we threw it out. I think it bounced on Woody there, and we just didn't have. You know, when teams pressing like that, other guys have to come back a little bit to help out. We landed on that, and you know, we just got a little bit loose there.
When you mentioned the veterans at a time like that wanting to grab control more, is that a verbal thing, a communication thing that you need to see it, or something?
Anything, like more of just, you know, play and settle things down. You know, there's lots of game left at that moment. We got back, but I thought we could have got back a lot sooner.
You mentioned just playing calmer, but are there other adjustments you want to see heading into Detroit? I know it's a long road trip ahead.
Just play our game. I mean, we got a little bit loose in coverage. I mean, you saw we're pretty good with teams go behind our net, and we had some D that put themselves in a 2-on-1 situation, didn't take back ice, and we were, like I said, we were kind of a little bit off with some decisions and playing with that confidence we usually do. But we'll change that and move forward.
He's taking the high road. He's taking the high road once again. I do wonder, just in general, with this team, how, or at least in that interview, how different it would have been if the score stayed 4-0, and if he would have finally started to lose it a little bit, because he's been pretty even keeled now for a while, to be completely honest. I think the Oilers were going to sign Linus Karlsson. Why the Canucks signed him before? I'm not sure about that. I will say this. I've been talking about signing him for a little bit. He maybe went a little bit more expensive than a lot of people thought. Like maybe $250K, maybe $500K. But that's a player that's absolutely earned that contract. If you're serious about keeping Sherwood, you try to bump their offer. No, because you shouldn't keep him. Like, it doesn't fit our window. Like, the whole the whole purpose is to win a Stanley Cup. That should be the only thing that matters. The only thing. You make a plan. You come up with a plan. This is a multi-million-dollar organization. You come up with a plan, and you figure out a way to give yourself the best absolute opportunity to win a Stanley Cup. And it might take 3 years. It might take 5 years. It might take 7 years. But you want to be a contender every single year. And when you have a team where it's clearly not at that stage and we're not ready to be there, you got to think about the future. That's why keeping Sherwood would be nice, unless, again, I said this before and I'll say it again, if you trade one of Brock, or if you trade Jake, or you trade Garland, okay, you can keep them around. But still, I still think in theory it doesn't even make sense in that way as well. You could just go trade all three of them, bring in other veterans, trade UFA veterans, trade them off, keep some of the guys, and just retool or rebuild this team properly in a 3 to 5 year window. I don't know, man. Am I going crazy here? You can call me Lefty. All right, Lefty. Karlsson's still looking good. Yeah, he was good in the second half of that game. And Karlsson just keeps putting up points, constantly putting up points. Crazy what happens when you give opportunities to player and they actually go out and they come out and they play well, man. Sherwood does love it here. And that is one thing, man. That's the one thing. We do want to keep guys who want to be here too. That's important as well. But it's a business, right? Nice shot by PD. It was an absolute snipe shot. You have to single him. He was terrible. Yeah, he was a nice shot by PD, but negatives outweigh at least the 3 on White. Any word on Lekkerimaki? Well, the most recent I heard is, let me see if there's any update here. Lekaramaki. 2 days ago, he's missed the last 4. He's still being evaluated. As of 2 days ago, he's still being evaluated. That's the latest on Lekaramaki. Petey's on pace for 65 points. If he bumps it to around 80, I think people would be fine. Canucks at 37 points. Jets at 30. Nope. As of right now, the Jets have 35 points. The Vancouver Canucks have 37. Jets have a game in hand. We played one more game, so if the Jets win that game, we will be last place. First time I've called Pettersson out. All the refs should know that he's an embellisher, probably the best in the league at doing this. I think he's been a little stronger on his skates this year, though. I'm not seeing it as much, to be completely honest. He could be a star in Hollywood hockey movie. Why are you listening to him? He didn't put Karlsson with Pettersson until a couple games ago. I'd like to have him months ago, see if they click. Well, at least he put them together, right? And to me, they have clicked, but still doesn't respect and pass to him. I see. Doesn't pass to him. I call it the way I see it. Stenberg or McKenna. Oh, boy. Okay. This is how I'm going to take this comment, okay? Personally, I still have McKenna ahead of Stenberg. I know it's 50-50 right now. A lot of people are going one way. A lot of people. I'm not putting as much weight into the World Juniors as much as other people are. Now, I'm not saying Stenberg is going to, or McKenna is going to be this absolute tier 1 superstar, but he's still an insanely talented player. We're in desperate need of a winger as well. And I think the Vancouver Canucks, regardless of what you think about this, if you want to market somebody, McKenna, it's been, tank for McKenna for so long, right? Like, he's very marketable, right? But, who's going to be the better player? Stay tuned, man. It can go either way. It could be a curveball and they just go with Lawrence or something. You never know, in my opinion. Everybody smash that like button. Doodle is awesome. It's really nice of you, Kempner. Yeah, man, if you guys want to smash that like button, that's what the cool kids say, I would really appreciate it. Also, subscribe if you guys are new. It would be amazing for you guys to join this community. We do hockey content constantly, including videos and live streams. Thank you, Kempner. And also go follow Kempner Canucks as well. Great content creator. I said on multiple Canucks live stream at the beginning of the season, Karlsson will get 18 goals this year. Nobody believed me. Hey, man, I had him around 12 or 13. So I was pretty close-ish. Lefty all like last word once again. Best way to be a contender, you do the hard thing and talk to some of those veterans. Ask them to waive. Obviously, not all of them, but some need to go. I think maybe you might have that conversation near the end of the regular season. Double J on Twitter. What? He's one of our OGs on Twitter. He always leaves comments on Twitter. Nice to see you, Double J. Double J8. What would you say is a fair trade for Sherwood? I've said this before, and I'll say it again. And my buddy Corey at Canucks News Summaries disagrees with me because he thinks he should get more. But I think a first-round draft pick or 2 second-rounders, I think that would be great. If they get a second-rounder and a third-rounder, I think it would be okay. Anything under that, I think would be undervaluing Sherwood. That's how I would have it. First time I've ever seen someone put up stats to the race at the bottom. What the? Yeah. Well, that's what we're having. Would you do Sherwood for Bork and a first? Yes. I see a first rounder and Bork. Hell yeah. 100%. Where do I sign? Can I sign it right now? Heard Bork's name circling Dallas. Yeah, he's a young guy too, man. He's a young guy too. Good player. Louis the Logger with a $2.79 donation. Get some hypes in the chat here. Show some love for Louis the Logger with the $2.79 donation. Thank you so much, Louis. Hashtag, he says hashtag, tank for anyone. Yeah, Louis is not just, guys, Louis is not just cheering for the tank. You know what Louis is? Louis is this right here. Louis, where is this? See this tank? Louis is the commander of the tank. He is leading the way. That's who Louis is. Louis is the captain, the driver, the man leading the mission on the tank for the Vancouver Canucks. And show some love to Louis. I appreciate you guys. I'm working for sure. I doubt that ever happen. Yeah, probably won't. But hey, dare to dream. Follow Kepner. Yeah, man, for sure. IMO Sherwood only has about 2 good years left. He is over 30 in all those years riding the bus in the NHL. I think he has a little bit more than that. But there is a debate to be made that can he sustain what he's doing for a long period of time. I think that's a good debate to have. Left all around, although same team might sign him for 3 years at 3.8. No, I think he's going to get minimum 4.5 from either us. Excuse me. Either us or from another team. I would be surprised if that wouldn't be the case. Well, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream, the post-game show. I hope you guys have an absolutely amazing week. I'll see you guys. Next game is in 2 days, right? That would be the Thursday. Do I have anything on Thursday? I'm not sure. I think I might be able to do a post-game show on Thursday. So everybody check out my post-game show on Thursday. Thank you for hanging out here, dropping a like, hype Louis, and also subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. All right, guys? Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys for hanging out, and I hope you guys have an awesome day. Much love. And Line Change says here at the end, heard a Fraser Minton's name too. Oh, my God. If it was Minton, if it was Sherwood for Minton, I'd do it. 100%. No questions. That's another guy that I would definitely do it. We have Mother Hawking every day. What would you want for rest of the season? Obvious trades. Just want some young guys, gain some chemistry. I'll tell you this. Tomorrow I have a video with Canucks Clay. I already recorded it. It's going to be titled or something like in the matter of like, should we trade the other guys? And the other guys we're talking about is, wait, what? I think that's what we talked about. Yeah, the other guys like DeBrusk and Myers and Marcus Pettersson and Besser and all that. So look out for that video. That's going to explain a lot of those type of questions. All right. All right, guys. Take care. Have a good evening. My pleasure. Cheers, guys.